Happy Wacky Wednesday. Today we are doing more work with fractions and we are partitioning things into pieces, into parts. It is a catch-up day, so you do not actually have a lesson on Zern that you have to do or an exit ticket that you need to do after you finish this video, but this video and activity today will help you understand and get more practice with breaking shapes apart into smaller pieces. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to say I can partition circles and rectangles into equal parts and describe those parts as halves, thirds, or fourths. Okay, so today we're really going to focus in on the half part of that. We're really going to do halves today. Okay, so we're going to partition. That means break apart or divide circles and rectangles. So let's go ahead and get started. So what shape is this piece of paper? If I had a piece of paper, any piece of paper, what shape is it? You could say it's a rectangle, right? You could say it's a quadrilateral, but how can you prove to me that this is a quadrilateral or a rectangle? Oh yes, it has 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4 angles. Exactly. So if we fold our paper in half in any way, I don't care which way, fold it in half any way. You could go this way, you could go that way. I want you to fold it in half anyway. Do that really quickly. I'm doing it too. I'm going to fold it this way. Then I want you to open it up and use a crayon or a pencil or a pen or whatever you have to draw a straight line down the fold. And then you're going to color one half of it and label it. So if I have my piece of paper, I would be going like this. I would be drawing my line straight down the middle, and I'd be coloring one half of it. Do I want you to color in every single little speck of that side of the paper? No, because that will take forever. So all I want you to do is just do a nice little squiggle line so you know, okay, this is my shaded side. Okay, so now we have it like this. So you've partitioned or divided your paper into two equal shares that are called halves, right? So this is the one that I did, but you could have done this way or this way. It doesn't matter. Either way is still half of the paper. You partitioned it into two equal shares, into two halves. Okay, so we can describe either part, whether it's shaded or unshaded, as half, right? So like if this is the side that I shaded over here, I could say this is one half, but I could also say this blank white side is one half. Both sides are one half. So now you're going to cut along your folded line and hold up your papers. Go ahead and do that now. All right, we're back, and hopefully you have cut them into two different pieces. Your pieces could like this, they could look like this, they could look different than this, but what are you holding? You're holding two rectangles, right? But we would say that these are two halves, right? So if we put them together like this, what do we have when we do that? We have one whole rectangle, and if we split it up, we have two halves, two rectangle halves, right? So now put those down, or you know what you could do, because I like recycling paper, is you could use one of these papers. Okay, I want you to draw your biggest, most beautiful circle on this paper. Okay, this paper or on another paper, whatever you choose. You're going to draw one big beautiful circle. Okay, make sure it's neat, and then you're going to cut out the circle. Okay, so I hope you've gone and cut out your circle. My circle is a little funky, but it's still a circle. Okay, so now I want you to fold your circle in half. Is there more than one way to do that? Can I do that lots of different ways? Sure. I mean, you can spin it all around, but at the end of the day, it's always going to fold like what? This reminds me of something. Does this remind you of something? What am I thinking of when I do like this? Oh, yep, it looks like a taco. So once you've folded it, and now you can open up your circle, then you can draw a straight line down that fold line. Right down the line that you folded, like we did with the square or the rectangle, you're going to do with the circle. So you draw right down with a crayon, with a pencil, with a pen, whatever you have. Okay. So now that you've got a line drawn, I want you to color half of it. Color, 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 color. That means just scribble. All I need you to do is scribble, right? All I need you to really do is something that looks like this. So you know this side is the shaded part and this side is the not shaded part, right? Okay, so how could we describe this circle now? One side shaded, one side not, right? It's a whole circle split into two equal shares. Two what? Two halves. Two equal shares, two equal parts, two halves, okay? Good job. So now if we look at all these shapes that I have up here, we are able to identify, now that we know this, which ones are partitioned into two equal shares and which ones are not. Because some of them might be broken up into pieces, but they're not equal shares. They're not the same amount on each side, right? So are we going to give A a check or an X? We're going to give it a check because both sides are the same, right? They're the same size, they're the same shape. They are partitioned into two equal shares. What about B? Nope, that is too small. That is too small of a part. The parts are not the same, right? I'm going to erase that because that messed up. The parts are not the same. The parts are very different and they were partitioned where they were not equal. Okay, so over here down at C, would I say that these are partitioned into two equal shares? No, because it's broken into three pieces. But are those three pieces equal shares? Are they the exact same shape and size? No, so it's not partitioned equally and it's not partitioned into two equal shares. What about D? What about D? It looks like it's a diagonal line, but is it still equal? Yes, it is still equal because this side and this side, even though they're flipped, even though they're backwards, they are still the same shape and they are still the same size. If we flipped them and moved them around, they would look identical. What about this one? What about this one? Yep, looks like it's good to go. This rhombus has one side. I guess this is a square. It's a square tilted. It has one side that is one half that is partitioned and shaded and unshaded. And F, yep, that looks just like our last one. That looks just the same, doesn't it, as our last one? So that one is partitioned into two equal shares. That's all I got for you today. So have a relaxing day and see you on Friday. Bye.